there, I'm Teresa LaBarbera, and you're watching Connecticut Style. Thanks for joining us today. Coming up, we are so excited to have local psychic medium Angelina Diana here. She's going to do a reading, plus tell us how to tap into our own psychic abilities. And Insubordinate Spirit is a true story written by local historian Missy Wolf. We'll hear about a historic woman who challenged her family, her society, and her soul and helped set a new direction for our country. But first, I'm here in the kitchen with Bill Black and Phyllis Naples-Valenti from the Dudley Farm in North Guilford, which also has a farmer's market throughout the year. Welcome to the show. It's nice to have you both here.
Nice
Thank
to be
you.
here.
So what are we making?
We're making corn relish this morning.
And we're canning it, which is kind of interesting.
It, yes.
And I'm learning it could stay for about a year, even longer with that?
That's correct.
All right. And Bill, tell me about the farm.
Well, the farm has been in the Dudley family for 350 years, and after David Dudley died in 1991, he left it to the North Guilford Firehouse, volunteer firehouse, and they are now maintaining it as a working farm, 19th century working farm.
And I noticed that we have a history right here.
Yes, we have a history of North Guilford, and it's called Voices from North Guilford, and it took 7 years in the making, and it's now being at sale at the farm, and it's a fundraiser, and it's got some great stories and everything.
Great. Can't wait to hear all about it and help you do some cooking in a moment. But first, look right into camera 2, please, and tell everyone what they need to do.
Sit back and relax.
You're having lunch with style.
We love our home, but getting up and down the stairs was getting harder and harder. Apex Home Care had the perfect solution, a stair lift. My stair lift is convenient and dependable. It has a battery that kept the lift going even when the power failed during the storm. Apex Home Care came into our home and helped us choose the right lift.
Call us today and find out how a stairway lift can enhance your life.
After your car wreck, you deserve to know what's going on with your case. Imagine getting instant access to your file, day or night.
I'm Carter Mario. We give our clients exclusive 24/7 online access to their case file. Just click to see up-to-the-minute details from your computer or smartphone. A law firm that's always there for you. Imagine that.
Get Carter, 1-800-900-6700.
Congressman Chris Murphy.
I don't have to talk about my plan because I have a record.
Murphy still doesn't have a jobs plan, but he does have a record of voting against Connecticut jobs. Murphy voted to kill projects at Electric Boat. He voted to raise middle-class taxes 3 times. And he supports across-the-board budget cuts that could cost Connecticut more than 40,000 jobs. That's Chris Murphy. His jobs plan doesn't exist, but his record is killing us.
I'm Linda McMahon, and I approve this message.
Contrary to what a lot of people may believe, our next guest says psychic mediumship is an ability, not a gift, and we can all tap into this ability and improve our lives. Angelina Diana is a well-known psychic medium in Connecticut who has been practicing for the last 10 years, and she's sitting next to us. We have Kirsten Caesar, correct? Did I get that?
Yes.
Our coworker here who's volunteered to get a reading. But first, Angelina, I want to hear a little bit about you and your talents.
Well, thank you. Well, you know, I believe first everyone has this ability, so I feel I've just developed it through the years. So I feel it's kind of, to call it a talent, almost feels like it does you injustice because I feel you could tap into people's energy. Anybody can, through gut feelings, hearing things in your head voice, and seeing things like a daydream in your mind.
Now I want to ask you a little bit about a daily life for you, daily routine.
Sure.
Are you seeing people? Are they contacting you? What happens?
I was sitting next to this woman backstage, and I wanted to read her so bad. You know, the strong woman is around her, and that happens sometimes. I'll be on the grocery store, in line, or near the frozen food section, and I might sense someone else's
energy.
Loved one.
Is it more like?
It's two different things.
Okay.
People give off energy. So, for instance, if it's coming within your energetic field, your psychic body, I might feel things, sense an argument you had, things you're fearing the future, or sometimes there's residue energy around them that are their loved ones, and sometimes that happens when I'm in the grocery store. But I don't psychically attack people. I don't think it's right to kind of go, hey, guess what? So and so's goes with you because you don't know their belief system or where they are in their grief.
That's true. Now, I want to ask you the difference between a psychic and a medium.
Sure. A psychic is someone who works with the living, let's say, talking about their past, present, and future, giving them a sense of what's coming up for them, giving them spiritual guidance and evidence or proof that psychic energy exists.
Okay.
So if I can sit with you and say, gosh, I know this, this, and this about you, and you don't tell me anything, I hope you leave feeling a wonderment about the work and you develop on your own.
All right. Well,
Yeah.
speaking of a wonderment, you two have never met before, Kirsten.
No, we haven't.
You work at News 8 upstairs as our Community Affairs Director. And Angeline, you're going to do a reading for us.
Sure. Well, there's two things I'm feeling connected to you psychically, but I do feel a female around you. She makes me feel like she was sick before she passed. Do you understand this? Okay, she talks about the dog that's with her, too. So I've got a little dog kind of yipping around her. Do you understand that? It's really small. It's not like this huge dog. It's almost like very energetic around her. She makes me feel like it's connected to the family. You come from a family of 5? 3 children and a set of parents? Talks about the 3 kids, so I need you to think. And you
well, it
understand
makes
that.
sense,
You
yes.
understand that? Good,
Yes.
because we have to go what Spirit says. Sometimes when you're being read, you might not have any idea. Now, this female comes across very loving and sweet, very quiet. She's got a quiet sense about her, but very strong in how she fought her illness. Do you understand this?
Yes.
Because she talks about her recipe you recently did, or you're thinking about the recipe coming up for the holiday. She doesn't want you to feel nervous about it. Do you understand that?
Maybe, yeah.
Okay, I
I
wanna-
think it could make sense.
But you know what I'm seeing is she didn't have, she's saying, I'm not one of these, she's very maternal, a very mom-like figure. Do you understand that? She comes across very loving like a mom. And she goes through a Rolodex, but she says, I didn't keep my recipes, but I had them in my head. Do you understand that?
No.
Okay, so I need you to remember I said that because it could
Okay.
be someone connected to her. But she
Absolutely.
talks about the recipe she couldn't get quite right. If it's not you, it's her. She claims there's a lot of strong female energy in her family. Do you understand that?
Yes.
Okay, so I need to go to the female to her side, which is older female, could be sister or like mother to her. Do you understand that? Is there a grandmother figure passed for you?
Yes.
And that would be her mother?
No.
Okay, she comes across, I have to tell you, energetically, in your family, there has to be some aspects about sisters and moms being like moms to sisters or vice versa. Do you understand
Yes.
this? Because I'm feeling, and I have to tell you, I'm feeling your family. I'm not hearing them that well. That means you have a lot of strong emotional ties, but you guys don't express your feelings that much. Is that true? Okay, because if I had a female like I did there, this woman that I'm sitting next to, there's a female connected to her past, I'm hearing her. So I feel like there's their family very strong with words. You guys don't express your feelings that much, okay? Now this female that's passed, she makes me feel like she was passed about sick about 9 months. She talks about, yeah, you understand this. And she says during this time period in the beginning, she wouldn't talk to people about her illness. She kept very silent about it. Do you understand that? Because she doesn't want you to feel guilty about this. She tells me in your family, you're the doer. You want to make sure everyone's okay. You want to heal everybody. Is that correct? And she says on some level, you had a difficult time that she kept this quiet, and then you found out she was sick.
Maybe.
Okay, I need you to remember, you don't express your feelings that much. But I have to say.
I'm getting goosebumps over here.
Now, November is a very important time for your family, not only for the holidays, but there's something specific about a lot of family get-togethers in general. Is that correct? There's
In the past.
Yes. So that's what she's saying. Don't worry. I'll be there. Just because I'm not there now, please consider celebrating or being together. So she makes me feel like in your mind, if she was here, November would be more prominent for you. Do you understand that? Okay, so she knows what you're thinking. This is why anybody can do this work, because Spirit knows what you're thinking. So if Spirit knows what you're thinking and you have a thought, it's them. So know in the short time that we're together, this very sister, maternal-like figure is around you. She doesn't express her feelings a lot with words, but she has this automatic connection to you. And lastly, she wants to talk about, she likes the print of my dress. So I don't know if she's into paisley print or there's something about this very unique, wacky design color. Can you explain this to me? Why is she showing me this?
Well, it's funny because in the beginning of your reading, I was pretty sure it was one person.
Okay.
But in some
I said
ways,
2 females.
well,
Remember
exactly.
that.
It makes sense to
Yeah.
me, and both of them had very distinct style.
There we go. So,
Absolutely.
and we're on Connecticut style, so how
Interesting
appropriate.
stuff. Now I want to ask you, Angelina, how can we tap into our own psychic ability?
We can. I'm sure you have had situations where you've had gut feelings,
Sure.
correct? You've heard your head voice say take a left instead of a right in your head, right? You've had a deja vu moment?
Sure.
Have you had moments where you have this gut feeling about something, you just have to go for it, right?
Yeah.
But what stops us is the physical world from doing it. So when I work as a psychic medium, and we all daydream, correct? You have to put yourself more into a daydream-like experience. So daydreaming is like meditation. Meditation relaxes your physical body so you can receive energy. So I put a challenge out to anybody. Take moments for yourself, daydream. If you have a loved one on the other side you're really missing, take a moment, have a conversation with them. Let your daydream experience go through seeing, hearing, and feeling. When you're done, thank them for that connection, then say, okay, we spoke about this crazy paisley print, now show it to me.
Yeah.
Let me see it in the physical world.
It's very comforting, though.
Yeah, normally people go the other way around. They go, show me a sign, and then they don't know what the heck the sign is for. But if we have that conversation, just like a medium does, and you can get that physical validation after you had the before you've had the conversation or after, then you know, I had this communication with them, and then they showed me what they're going to show me.
All right, Angeline, you're going to be in Brantford coming up soon. Tell us what people can expect.
I'm so excited. We'll have 2.5 hours of connections just like this. It's at the Days Inn in Brantford. I've been there before. I haven't been there in a while, and I miss my Brantford people.
And
I
it's
get
December
emails all the
1st,
time.
right?
December 1st in the evening. Yes.
And of course, AngelinaDiana.com for more information.
Please. Thank you.
Very good. This was so interesting. Kirsten, thanks for joining us
so
today.
much. Thank you. Definitely. Thank
All
you.
right, ladies, thanks so much. Up next, it's a lesson in canning from our friends at Dudley Farm. When style returns, don't go anywhere.
Linda McMahon doesn't need any of the benefits like Social Security, Medicare, and Medicaid. She's a multimillionaire.
Maybe that's why she's proposed a sunset provision that could end Social Security.
To take that away is just wrong.
I have earned Social Security.
McMahon also said she's willing to look at ending Medicare's guaranteed benefit.
Linda McMahon doesn't have a clue.
Linda McMahon is just not for us.
The Democratic Senatorial Campaign Committee is responsible for the content of this advertising.
One of the most common injuries resulting from a car accident is a back injury. Just last week, it happened to you. Your injury has made life difficult, and you can't escape the pain. Take it seriously. Get the help you need right now. Get Carter and get the no-fee guarantee. 1-800-900-6700.
Good guy or a bad guy? Was he a hero? Or was he a villain? One reason he might be a hero.
You have 3 minutes to complete your midterm.
Underage drinking can interfere with a child's education, even when sober. New research shows alcohol can permanently impair memory and learning capabilities in a teen's developing brain.
Get the facts. Visit settherulesct.org.
Years ago, families had to live off the land in order to survive, and traditions like canning were necessary to preserve local bounty all year long. Now, local farmers markets like the Dudley Farm in North Guilford help people step back in time and embrace what it means to live local. And after 7 years, the farm has released Voices from North Guilford, filled with oral histories and photographs of the area. Joining me now are Bill Black, the Assistant Treasurer of the Dudley Farm in North Guilford, along with Phyllis Naples-Valenti, the Market Master. Quite a title there.
It's quite a title.
Bill, first tell me a little bit about the farm before we get cooking.
Well, the farm has been in the Dudley family for 350 years. And when David Dudley died in 1991, he left the farm to the North Guilford Volunteer Fire Department,
okay,
who then in 1995 turned it into a museum.
Got it.
And now it's being maintained as that, as an agricultural museum.
And I know this book took somewhere around 7 years to get all together?
7+. I think they lost count after a while, but it's over 7 years to produce it. It's 240 pages, lots of pictures, lots of stories, lots of interviews with people from North Guilford, getting the history of, and it runs approximately from 1850 to 1960.
How interesting.
In pictures and ideas and stuff.
And I know that there's a farmer's market. Tell us the details.
There's a farmer's market every Saturday in the summer, June through October, the end of October. We have a last market this coming Saturday. We have a winter Christmas market December 1st, and that is in the Munger Barn at the Dudley Farm. The Munger Barn was built by the people of Dudley.
Oh, okay.
And there are 2 floors, and both floors will have vendors on them with lots of goodies, cooked baked goods.
Oh, it sounds
lots
lovely.
of crafts.
Perfect for the holidays.
Yes.
All right, we're going to be doing some canning today. Tell me some of the details with canning. It preserves
It
food.
preserves food, and you don't need electricity after it's cooked. So that's the good thing, because last year when everybody was out of electricity for 7 and 8 days, canning came in very handy.
That's true.
And
okay.
my family has been canning for a long time. I've been teaching canning for a long time.
Good. Well, I've never canned, so give me a lesson here.
We're doing corn relish, and we're using frozen corn today. I added water earlier on so that it wouldn't stick, and I'm adding cider vinegar right now. The one thing about relishes is all the work is done in the preparation.
Okay.
And then you just mix everything together. So we're adding red and green peppers from the garden. This has to cook about 20 minutes before it's actually done.
Okay.
Celery. All very good, all very fresh. And onions. Now, we do add a little bit of sugar.
Is that in the preserving process that must help, or
It helps,
just adds
but
flavor?
it adds flavor to the vinegar, which is good. The other thing we need to do is add the spices. Mustard seed.
All right. Now, how would you serve this when the time comes?
You can serve it hot as a vegetable because it has all of the good things in it to eat, or you can serve it with cottage cheese or crackers on an antipasto table.
Oh, that's nice.
Which is always good.
Bill, tell me more about the book. What can people find it?
The book's available at the farm.
Okay.
And it's on our website, dudleyfarm.com. And there's also an order form at the website that they can download and just fill out and send it in if they want to order it by mail.
And it's a big fundraiser, ultimately.
It's eventually, it's a big fundraiser, yes.
Very good. All right, we actually have some pictures. Let's put them up while the relish is cooking here.
I'm going to cover this and we'll just let it cook.
Okay, sounds good.
That's a picture of the farm. The building on the left is the schoolhouse. And there's another building on the right which has storage, and a number of the museum items are in there.
Is this what it looks like today?
Yes.
Okay.
And it doesn't look like that today on this picture.
Say that. You beat me to it.
This is building one of the roads in North Guilford, going way back, as you can see.
Okay.
And this goes really way back. This is, I'm not sure exactly what that building is. It may be part of the Dudley farm, but that's the, just showing you one of the old cars, and you can tell it's really old because the driver's on the right-hand side, not the left-hand side.
I guess that's true,
So it
right?
really goes back to the early 1900s. And this is another one of the pictures that the houses that are in North Guilford, and the book contains many, many pictures, including the house that I live in, which goes back to 1835.
Oh, wow.
And with the book, we also have a map of North Guilford. And this is a picture of the fire tower, which was constructed in the, I think, 20s or 30s. And it's exactly what it's for. People would man that post and report any fires in North Guilford and any surrounding towns.
Huh?
Yep.
All right. Well, we have about a minute left. Phyllis, let me ask you, how long does this typically cook for?
It should cook for 20 minutes.
Okay.
The next process would be to fill the canning jar, and I'm not going to do it now because it's not 20 minutes.
Sure.
But to fill the canning jar, and then you would put this in a water bath for 15 minutes.
Okay.
And let it come to a boil. You'll start timing after it comes to a boil.
Okay.
And then it's good to go, and you can keep it on your shelf for a year and a half without any problem at all.
Wow, interesting. Well, we'd be very prepared then.
Yes,
right?
Yes, we would.
Very nice. All right, check out the Dudley Farm Farmers Markets and Christmas Fair. Go to dudleyfarm.com for more details. All the information is right there on your screen. The Christmas Fair sounds so fun in December. All right, we're going to check back at the end of the show, but thank you both for being here. And of course, the book is available on the website.
Yes, it is.
All right, coming up next, we'll hear the true story of a woman who challenged her family, society, and even her own soul in early America. But first, check out our photo from Wit Style. It's from Kenzie in West Haven. She's ready for Halloween. We want to see all your pics. Send it to Report It.
The moments that make teaching worthwhile are when you can see in a face a kid understands something. You can see it in their eyes and it sparkles and it's like, finally, they get it, life is good.
I think it's the moment when you see the light bulbs go on and the kids really get it, and that they're excited to be there and they're like, I understand, and there's just nothing better than that.
What makes me keep going as a teacher, the children, they take your heart, and it's a fabulous, fabulous job.
Congressman Chris Murphy attacks Linda McMahon.
She supported sunsetting Social Security, ending Social Security.
But Murphy isn't telling us the truth. The Hartford Courant calls Murphy's attack baseless and false. The Courant goes on to call the lie Murphy tells more nastiness and getting in the mud. Linda McMahon will fight to protect and preserve Social Security and Medicare for our seniors and for future generations.
I'm Linda McMahon, and I approve this message.
You feeling boxed in by depression symptoms such as persistent sadness, loss of energy, or problems sleeping? If so, please call about participating in a clinical research study for those with depression. There is no cost to participate in this depression clinical research study, and compensation for time and travel is available to those who qualify. To learn more about this depression clinical research study, call toll-free 1-866-390-7373 or visit mydepressionstudy.com. 1-866-390-7373.
Insubordinate Spirit, a true story of life and loss in earliest America, chronicles the fascinating life of Elizabeth Winthrop, one of the first settlers of 17th century America. It is written by local historian Missy Wolf, who joins us now on Connecticut Style. It's nice to have you here.
Well, thanks for having me.
So what's interesting is this book takes place in southern Connecticut in the early 1600s.
Yes.
I suppose, what was daily life like then?
Daily life in the area that I write about is southwestern Connecticut, near the Stamford and Greenwich border.
Okay.
And at that point in time, the Dutch had already been here in Fort Amsterdam on Manhattan, and they imagined that they had unlimited sovereignty up to Maine. But the English had landed in Boston, and they too wanted unlimited sovereignty from Boston all the way south. So the two collided right at the border of Stamford and Greenwich. And that's where Elizabeth Winthrop moved in the 1600s. She was a founder of Greenwich, but they moved right into the middle of a violent Indian war.
Okay, let's talk more about Elizabeth Winthrop. Some of the other details.
The Puritan founder of the Massachusetts Bay Colony, who came to Boston 10 years after the Pilgrims landed at Plymouth, on Plymouth Rock. They came really because they didn't like what was going on in England at the time, the religion that was in turmoil over there. And so they came here to live and create a purer society. That's why they were called Puritans. Mm-hmm. So he landed in Boston. But his sister had a daughter, Elizabeth, who was Elizabeth Winthrop. Okay. And so she married John Winthrop's son. Cousins married each other.
Okay.
And then her sister also married the other son of his. So it was cousins marrying cousins. So John Winthrop, the governor, was her father-in-law and uncle.
Okay.
Her husband, Henry Winthrop, was the guy that she married, the son. He drowned his very first day here in America. So she had a child by him, and living conditions were very tight. So she quickly married a second man, Robert Feeke, who ended up going insane.
Wow, she's had a tough life.
She was just a very typical teenager in London. She worked in her family's pharmacy or apothecary shop, and the life that happened to her was so amazing, violent, terrifying, and then what she did with her life was entirely amazing.
Well, let's talk about how she evolved a little bit.
Yes. Well, when she married Robert Feeke, they lived in Watertown for 9 years, and they lived right next door to a military man, Daniel Patrick, who was kicked out of the Bay Colony because he was a serial adulterer.
Okay.
And disagreed with John Winthrop. He agreed with Anne Hutchinson, and I get into the reason for that. So they kicked him out of the Bay. They were neighbors of the Feekes, and the Feekes and the Patricks then, everyone had heard about the beauty and richness of the Connecticut River Valley, and no one had come yet. So, you know, there are vast tracts of land that nobody owned. No one had purchased them yet, or the Dutch hadn't been enforcing their claims, so they seemed to be available for the taking. People migrated quickly out of Boston down into Connecticut. Mm-hmm. They settled at New London. They formed the New Haven colony here in New Haven. In Hartford, it was called the Connecticut Colony. And Stamford had been established. Mm-hmm. So these people, Elizabeth Winthrop Feeke, moved just beyond Stamford to Greenwich, what we know now today as Greenwich. They didn't really know which jurisdiction it was because they couldn't live in Stamford because Daniel Patrick, their neighbor and friend, he was really a bad apple. Really a lout and a nasty guy. Stamford wouldn't have him in their town. So they had to move beyond Stamford to Greenwich.
Missy, we have so much history in our little state here, and it's all in the book. Tell me again where the book is available.
The book is available online. Many bookshops you know, the typical ones online.
Very
it's
good.
really probably the easiest.
Well, we're out of time. We're going to have to read it, Missy. Thank you so much for being here. And stay with us. More Connecticut Style after the break. We'll be right back.
Yeah.
Connecticut Home Interiors buy one, get one free sale. Buy the first item at regular price, get the second item of equal or lesser value free. An offer of this magnitude won't last forever. Connecticut Home Interiors, your North Carolina connection, Avon and West Hartford.
There's 6 friends who do everything together.
What do you want to do?
I don't know. Happy Endings season premiere tonight, 9/8 Central on ABC.
Wednesday's #1 new drama, Nashville. Wednesday on ABC.
Goodwill Halloween. We're ready for you.
We love our home, but getting up and down the stairs was getting harder and harder. Apex Home Care had the perfect solution, a stair lift. My stair lift is convenient and dependable. It has a battery that kept the lift going even when the power failed during a storm. Apex Home Care came into our home and helped us choose the right lift.
Call us today and find out how a stairway lift can enhance your life.
All right, we're back here in the kitchen with all of our guests, and before we finish off the canning process here, Bill, tell us one more time where we can find the book.
The book can be it's had at the Farm Museum itself in North Guilford.
All right,
or on our website.
Easy. The Christmas Fair.
The Christmas Fair is December 1st, 9 to 2.
All right, and Angelina, where can we get more information on you and your readings?
That's right, well, AngelinaDiana.com or Facebook.com/Psychic Medium Angelina Diana, and I have an event on December 1st as well, too, in Branford at the Days End.
Very good. Now, Missy, the name of the book again and where we can find it?
Insubordinate Spirit is now available on all online booksellers.
Very good, and you brought your husband to the kitchen. Welcome, everyone. Thanks so much for watching. We're going to wrap it up. We'll see you back here tomorrow. Make it a great day, everyone. Wait, bye, guys.
Bye.
See ya.
Be a part of News 8's Pink Power. Take a stand in Connecticut.
Congressman Chris Murphy.
I don't have to talk about my plan because I have a record.
Murphy still doesn't have a jobs plan, but he does have a record of voting against Connecticut jobs. Murphy voted to kill projects at Electric Boat. He voted to raise middle-class taxes 3 times. And he supports across-the-board budget cuts that could cost Connecticut more than 40,000 jobs. That's Chris Murphy. His jobs plan doesn't exist, but his record is killing us.
I'm Linda McMahon, and I approve this message.
Matt's brakes didn't sound right, so I brought my car to Mike at Meineke. We inspected his brakes for free.
Free is good.
Free is very good.
For a limited time, get 50% off brake pads and shoes at all participating Connecticut Meineke locations. Visit myctmeineke.com to find a dealer near you.
I'm Chris Murphy, and I approve this message.
Linda McMahon made her fortune by making things up. So it's no surprise she's lying about Chris Murphy. The truth, Murphy has a 97% voting attendance record. 97%. But Linda McMahon, before she ran for Senate, she admits to hardly ever voting. Linda McMahon's never cared about Connecticut, but now she thinks she can buy a U.S. Senate seat. And as usual, she's not paying for the truth.
Watch our special Firehouse Fridays on Connecticut Style, where local firefighters create their favorite dishes and tell you how you can support the Connecticut Burn Center at Bridgeport Hospital.
I've been involved with the Burn Center for 22 years, and I've seen how important it is to our state. Thank you for your donations.